A groundbreaking study from the University of Bath and the University of Southampton reveals that just 10 minutes of daily mindfulness practice can significantly enhance mental well-being and reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. Utilizing the Medito app, which provides free mindfulness sessions, the research highlights the long-lasting benefits of short, structured mindfulness routines and overall health and lifestyle behaviors, something we probably all could use. Let's bring in Jackie Campbell, owner and founder of Restoring Minds Wellness. Good morning, Jackie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. No question. People seem more stressed and depressed with everything going on in the world.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And surprisingly enough, Detroit is the second most stressed city in America.
I know. I saw that report too. That's wild, but I believe it. I mean, people are worried about the economy. They're worried about their kids. They're worried about so many things. The election's going on. The news seems all bad. So what are we supposed to do with all of this kind of negativity and depressing information that's floating through our lifestyles?
That's a great question. Mindfulness is one of the things that we can just take a few minutes out of our day. It doesn't cost money. You don't have to go anywhere. And it's just focusing your attention on one or more of your senses. And what this does is it decreases fatigue, tension, tightness, inflammation. It starts activating communication between all the areas of your brain. So it generates natural healing just by paying attention to things. So, for example, if I'm sitting on my back porch at the end of the day, noticing all the things I see, if it's a tree or a animal in the tree, like if I'm looking at a bird or the sunset, looking at all the things that I see using that sense. Or you can notice, like earlier this morning, I was sitting on my back porch and I can smell the citronella plant that was sitting next to me, focusing on that sense. Or everything you hear, you could hear birds, or if you're in your office, you can just close your eyes and just notice how your body physically feels with your breath and your clothes touching you and how the chair feels under you. By activating that part of your brain, which is your awareness, what you're doing is you're bringing all of your attention internal, noticing how everything feels by zoning in on your senses, and it takes you into a natural healing state, and it decreases stress.
So walk me through how I'm going to do that. All right, if it's a Saturday morning and I'm not working, I get it. I can just go outside. I can go for a walk. I can sit outside, and I can just sort of take it all in. And I can see how that would just sort of take this stress. I start to feel my shoulders lightening up a little bit, and I can see how that would make me feel better and less depressed and less stressed. But in the daily flow, when people are parenting and working and grocery shopping and doing laundry, how do you go about making sure you take time, and what are some good ways to do that to make the most use of your time?
That is a great question, because a lot of people have that, I'm too busy to take care of myself. And because mindfulness is so easy and you can do it anywhere you are, any time of the day, let's say you're busy working and just setting your timer for 5 minutes during your lunch hour. Hopefully we take a lunch hour, or at the end of the day, set it for 5 minutes to start, and then you can build up to 10 minutes from there. But by taking 10 slow, deep breaths, it allows us, even in a stressful situation, let's say you have a really super stressful day, taking those 10 slow, deep breaths, it naturally increases the blood and the oxygen flow throughout your entire body, making it easier for you to get into a mindful state. And then for the rest of the time, then just noticing one of your senses. And so we don't actually have to completely stop the entire day. You don't need 30 minutes or an hour. We tend to think that we need that much time, but we really don't. We just need to take a few minutes, center, and then what that does, let's say you do 5 minutes at lunch and 5 minutes before bed, and then eventually increases those to 10 if you have that time. But what it does is it decreases the body's stress, and it increases the alpha brainwave activation. So you're training your brain and your body to get into the state. And over time, it increases your quality of sleep. And so you're sleeping all night, right? If you can increase the quality of that sleep, you're just naturally increasing your health.
What happens to me is I'll lay in bed and try and do that. And suddenly I'll be like, Oh my gosh, I forgot to pick up the dry cleaning. Tomorrow I have to get a haircut. I start making lists in my head of more stressful things that are going on. How do you battle against what's coming into your brain versus that mindfulness that you're trying to seek?
That's another really good question, because that's another common complaint. And that kind of goes into more of the meditation meditation skill, because there's a difference between mindfulness, which is active focusing on something, versus meditation, which kind of goes silent. What these two techniques are doing, and what you're talking about, where your brain starts ruminating and bringing up all kinds of things, is when our body is not decompressed of the stress, so our brain does not have clarity. Think about it like a calm brain is a quiet brain. So when we haven't decompressed enough stress, we go into our default mode network and it starts rummaging through all these different to-dos. Old memories can come up, or what I have to do tomorrow, or this thing I forgot to do before. By decreasing the stress throughout the day, let's say you do 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, 5 minutes when you get off work, and we don't have to do it a long time, but we do have to train our brain and our body. So over time, regularly doing this, the default mode network will get quieter and quieter. So it's actually consistency.
Do you think that by doing this, then you might actually be better at doing the tasks that you need to do during the day and be more efficient with that because you look forward to your next 5-minute break of mindfulness?
Absolutely, because our brain and our body can only handle so much go, go, go. If we don't take the break for our brain and our body, it will shut down, which means that the system itself, your nervous system, will start to dissociate. It will go on autopilot. You'll become mindless in things that you do. You'll forget things. You'll, have a conversation and forget what you were saying, or you'll have a conversation and not even know it. And, let's say your partner at home is like, yeah, I talked to you about that on Tuesday. You don't remember? Those types of things, it's because we go on autopilot because we're not decompressing. And so if we intentionally put those 5-minute increments or 10-minute increments throughout our day, we're decreasing the stress in our body, increasing the clarity of our brain, making us more effective and more present when we do need to focus on something.
Do you think this can make us healthier, like have fewer sick days and whatnot?
Yes, absolutely. I actually moved into the corporate space from the mental health field because it improves decision-making, attention to detail. It improves your conflict resolution skills, ability to connect and perform, even makes you more efficient. And so think about it like if you, let's say athletes, for example, this is just a really quick example. If they do not have the recovery day, their body will get burnt out.
Right.
If we don't take our recovery days, our brains and our bodies will start to shut down. We can't keep doing that to our bodies, so we have to discipline ourselves in order to be better, to stop working for just a few minutes, decompress, do our mindfulness, and it starts to repair itself.
All right. Jackie Campbell, owner and founder of Restored Minds Wellness. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.